Tyron, so close to Saturday night, yet so close to potentially getting a title shot. How do you keep that out of your mind and solely focus on Carlos Condit?
That's just it. Keep it out of your mind. Really, I'm focusing on reassuring myself, man, you've done the work. You've trained hard. You're prepared for this. This is your season. This is your time. And you're going to go out there and you're going to capitalize on the greatest fight of your life. And I think, I'm blocking out all of the, he said this, and the internet says this, and the odds say this, and Carlos says this. And the fight speaks for itself. We really don't have to pump this up. Me and Carlos can leave this room right now, and then this fight's still going to be one of the most talked about fights probably for the rest of the year. And for me, it's just knowing that, embracing that, being comfortable, going out there and knowing my opponent, knowing myself. And, with that said, I shouldn't even be fearful at all because, I'm comfortable with, anywhere this fight goes.
The amount of excitement that you bring to the cage can almost be unparalleled. I mean, but the fact of the matter is, do you purposely go out there and try and give an exciting fight, or is it just so natural? I'm thinking of the Koscheck fight where you're jumping off that back foot to land that right hand. It was just so beautiful and so artistic. That's something you do on purpose, or is it just natural?
A lot of those things that we train so many times, hours and hours, thousands of reps of doing the same thing, and we do that for the hope that we might react that way in the fight without even thinking about it. And I think God just blessed me with, certain gifts, a certain mindset, a work ethic, and I really just think that my life adversity has put me in this position. That's why my nickname is The Chosen One. I feel like God really chose me to be in the sport. Things I had to overcome, as a child, and wrestling, and that being one of the toughest sports in the world. Everything I've done has really built me for this moment, and I feel like just going out there, and guys that bring that type of anxiety and bring that type of fire, they bring it out of me, and that's why I wanted to fight with Carlos, because he's never, to my knowledge, been in a fight that hasn't been really entertaining.
Well, that's the other side of the coin. There's a guy there that's across the hall from us right now who doesn't go away. Whether it's 15 minutes, whether it's 25 minutes, he will not go away. Is it a situation where you're prepared not just to go for 15 minutes, but let me see if I can finish this guy early, because he has had that tendency that in the first 2 or 3 minutes to start off a little slow?
And that guy, I'm probably going to go over and shake his hand and say good luck. And, for me, it's not really I'm a fan of Carlos Condit. I like what he brings to the table. It's nothing personal. This is business. And then he's in a position that I want to be. I want to be the number one contender. And at this point, it's through him, and that's all it is. For me, it's always to go out there and send a message. We're bullies out there. This is alpha male. This is my cage. I'm going to show you from the first minute that I'm going to dictate the pace. I'm going to set the tone. And I think that I always go out there and I try to do that. And then sometimes that momentum just goes into the second and third round. For him, he does start off slower. And I think that's part of the reason why he wants 5-round fights, because, he starts a little slower. And, he think he can drag me in the water and drown me, but I'm in a different position in my life, in my mind, and I'm prepared for whatever happens on Saturday.
If you could define the perfect fight, because everyone's talking about Carlos Condit potentially getting the title shot with a victory over Tyron Woodley, it's almost like you have to make an extra statement to convince Dana White and Joe Silva that, no, I'm the guy that should get the title fight. What is your perfect fight on Saturday night?
Perfect fight is, just really fighting my style. I think my style is exciting. I think what I bring to the table, the athleticism, the dedication, the look in my eyes when I walk out there, it's real, it's genuine, I'm really coming after you. The power, the wrestling, and I haven't even really dwelled into other elements of my game that I'm very good at. So for me, it's really just focusing on doing what I do best. And if I do what I do best, I would never be in a boring fight in my life. And I think that, that's what people fail to realize, that I possess things that he can't train for, things that he can't do in 6 to 8 week training camps. You can't match my speed, you can't match my power, you can't match my athleticism, and you can't go back and pick up 20 years of wrestling. Those are things that are just pure facts, no cockiness, no arrogance. It's pure facts, and it's something that he's going to have to deal with on Saturday.
You're taking the final question out of my mouth talking about wrestling, because you look at this main event. Everyone's talking about 2 knockout artists. I think wrestling is the key in this fight here. I know Johnny Hendricks, Dana says he makes people skate across the octagon. Robbie Lawler's been knocking people out forever. I think wrestling is the key in this fight. I mean, you tell me about the main event. What goes through your mind?
I think wrestling is the key to both fights. I agree with that. But the thing is, in my fight, I feel as if I'm superior to Carlos in the wrestling department. People are going to be very surprised on Saturday. Robbie's not the easiest guy to take down. And I don't know when it's coming out. I don't want to leak anything, give any extra buzz, because it's a teammate of mine. But I think people are in for a rude awakening if they don't realize that the dude can wrestle.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
The chosen one, Tyron Woodley, taking on Carlos Condit, co-main event, UFC 171.